up, Sauce Gang, and welcome back to the channel. Hot Sauce Beats here with a banger and probably offensive reaction for you because JSchlatt is back with another video called Answering Your Uncomfortable Questions. Now, I'm guessing this is from his Discord maybe, or maybe he put out a tweet saying, hey, ask me some questions. Regardless, you know it's gonna be hilarious and offensive, and I am down for both. But before we jump into this, please show JSchlatt some love by subscribing to his channel. And chat, we're trying to get to 250,000 subs. So if you haven't yet, please smash that subscribe button and join the Sauce Gang family. But enough talking, let's get to reacting and roll that bomb ass intro.
Hot Sauce Beats is finally here. Hot Sauce Beats is finally here. Eat, sleep, make beats. Eat, sleep, make beats.
Hot Sauce Beats. Woo woo. Oh, what's up, SCHLATT?
What's going on, boys? It's me, SCHLATT,
What
doing
up?
a Snapchat Q&A, baby. I think back in December,
Snapchat?
so like a year ago at this point, I asked for Q&A questions. I've had them saved on my phone forever, so I'm just gonna go through them, and maybe some
SCHLATT.
of them are good. I don't remember. Vic says, how you feeling? You in a good state of mind? Yeah, I am now. If you asked me back in December, I probably would have said no. But I think the move to New York has helped me in
glad you're
more
doing
than a
good.
few ways. I think I'm of sounder mind up here. I think something about the mountains and the nature, just the vibe in New York
Smoothie,
is
chat.
something that is healing to me in a way that Austin, Texas was not. So yeah, I'd say overall, I'm doing pretty good. I'm in a much better spot than I was a year ago. Juliessa
happy
says,
you are.
what country would you permanently live in? The U.S. Why would you live anywhere else? Am I being silly?
Did
What,
you
want me to
expect
say I'm
anything
moving to
less than from
Japan?
SCHLATT?
You kidding me? They're like a stone's throw away from every bad country in the world. Why the f would I want to live there? Listen, if it hits the fan, you know where you want to be. Make no mistake about it. It's also a great country to be rich in. Anna wants to know my opinion on single mothers. Best kind of tenant, really. I mean, they really care about making that payment on time, or else I get to kick them out. Doesn't matter with me. Like, I'll find another tenant, but like, damn. Hayden says, what's the most amount of money you've used on stupid stuff? To this day remains to be the monkey statue,
balls?
which hopefully I will bring up to New York at some point, and we'll be able to enjoy him in his unboxed glory. He hasn't come out of the box ever. I really want him to be able to enjoy life. Rakel says, since you seem to like cars, what's your dream car? I've bought and owned every dream car of mine. And it just so happens
big
that
flex.
when you grow
Big
up,
flex.
like seeing all these cool cars in like the 90s and the 2000s and you get them, you're basically just driving around like a 30-year-old car. And so what happened was I wound up getting an S-Class, a new S-Class, Mercedes-Benz S580, and it's phenomenal, and it does everything so much better than all of my dream cars did that I kind of have lost interest in cars in a way. I just started using that one for everything. There's so many things about that car that I love that it actually made me love cars less, which is a weird
And
kind
love
of thing,
Mercedes
but
more.
It's true. Brian says, have you ever worked on your own car / have interest in doing that? Yeah, I mean, the only other car I have right now besides my S580 is a NA Miata. It's so tiny I had to rip out the handle of my door just so that my knees weren't like rubbing up against the steering wheel. It's still
I
a
would
very
love to
fun
see
car,
SCHLATT in a
and I
little
would
Miata,
recommend it to
dude.
anyone who's remotely interested in getting into cars because those things, they're so zippy, they're so quick. That's the most fun you're gonna have for that
Freaking
amount of
nimble.
money, guaranteed. A lot of the cars nowadays, like a Hellcat or something, you're not gonna have fun in that thing driving around at a snail's pace. But in the Miata, you will.
okay.
You know, you floor it. And you hear that engine ripping, and then you look at the speedometer, and you're like, damn, I'm only going 25. Phoenix says, what's the sponsor
slow
of
the
today's
speed limit.
video? Well, I'm glad you asked because it's freaking Gamer Subs,
for
baby.
GX.
Gamer
Oh,
Subs
titty
is the
milk.
cheaper, healthier way to get your caffeine.
titty
You
milk,
ever notice
Jack?
when you're drinking some other energy drink, and then all of a sudden you get the jitters, or you crash right after you stop drinking it? Well, those days are over. It's the energy drink with
They're
0
over, Jack.
calories, 0 sugar, no headaches, no blood sugar spikes like every other energy drink, and it's only 40 cents a serving. You guys been catching on too, because you know what? Every tub of Gamer Subs is delicious and comes in caffeine-free versions. Go to gamersubs.gg and get some for yourself. You guys can
Spicy
use code
meatball.
SCHLATT, link in the
Chat.
description. Pick
SCHLATT,
yourself up
chat,
some
chat,
powder, baby.
SCHLATT.
Recently, I've been
SCHLATT,
on a
chat.
kick of caffeine-free, and I've been really loving this flavor, Arctic Cooler. Very reminiscent of Capri Sun. Arctic Cooler, my goodness. Brooke says, what's one place you'd love to visit that you haven't yet? Thank you, Schligt. There were 2 places on my bucket list that I really wanted to go and experience, and Japan was one of them, which I've gone, you know, 4 times now in 2 years.
Made a lot
but
of
the other
videos
one
about.
was
It's been amazing.
Switzerland. I mean, I get these videos all the time of like the most beautiful
Beautifulness.
landscape you will ever be able to imagine. And it's just like,
that's
yeah,
crazy.
people live here. This is just a small village in Switzerland. And I'm like, fuck. It really makes you wonder why I spent that many years living in a flat wasteland in Texas. I mean, New York's got mountains and shit, but they are nothing compared to some of the videos I've been seeing of
Swiss
Switzerland.
Alps?
So
The
that's the only
Alps?
other place that I'm really like itching to go to. Tegan Fecko.
Schlatt, I
what
go with
a
you, bro.
name.
We can vlog it
Jesus
up, homie.
Christ. Are you a guy or a girl? Anyways, opinions on the McGriddle. It's phenomenal. It is. The McGriddle with the 2 pancake things. Oh, the McGriddle is a phenomenal breakfast.
Oh, did he show the bacon? The
early
bacon
days of
it's all
JSchlatt
about the
Live,
sausage
when I was
one.
doing those Wii videos, I would always, I'd be recording until the sun came up. It was like 4 in the morning. I'd start seeing the sun coming up as I was fucking playing
The McGriddle,
Wii and
baby.
hanging Baby Yuto by a string. And I'd always get the McGriddle because it's just the perfect morning snack. I mean, you feel like shit after you eat it, but god damn, sometimes it's worth it. Cassie says, do you ever think about going back to college? If so, would you continue the same degree? No. I don't know. I have this weird relationship with learning institutions where I always felt like I was able to better educate myself online. Even when I was doing those computer science courses that I was paying for in school, I was like, damn, you know, I learned this in Codecademy this many years ago. And so I probably wouldn't
you're
go
paying
back
for it again.
that reason. Nick Da Silva says, who are your current artists you're listening to? Number 1 would have to be Nick Drake. He's a folk rock type guy. He worked
I've
back
never heard
in
of
the
him.
70s. Actually, a very sad story around his death and all that. But his music's phenomenal. I think if he had lived a couple more years, we would have gotten some real bangers out of him. Emil Anderson says, do you get paid to
Nick
be in
Drake, never
Fitz's
heard of him.
videos, or do you just enjoy playing with them, like not for content? No, Fitz will invite me to shit, and I'll just be like, yeah, I'm free, let's roll it. I love those guys. I have a lot of fun in those recordings.
I play a little game of myself every time on the highway. I close my eyes and see how far I could go.
What?
I try and wait, you guys.
What?
And I think that's a fun way to like do this job, is to just be a part of
fun.
other people's shit, because then you could just worry about being funny or just enjoying the thing instead of having to worry about the recording being good or how it's going to turn out in the edit or anything like that. And so that's why I like
Schlatt,
being invited.
this is why we love Schlatt, dude. Schlatt's just a
fun
dude.
time. But
He's
I'm
just
not
a guy.
going to
He's a
LA.
dude,
If
dude.
you invite me to something in LA, I'm gonna say no, just so you know. Aiden Keating goes, do you like men Schlatt? Don't worry, I support if you do, money sign. No. Alex says, if someone gave you a box of everything you've ever lost, what's the first thing you'd look for and why? That is a
good question.
That's a great fucking question. And
That's
I
a
thought about it
great
for a
question.
while. And what I'd look for isn't really like a physical thing, but it's a hypothetical. So fuck it, we're gonna roll with it. I'd look for my oldest video project files. I'm talking the footage of what I filmed, the Premiere Pro, you know, like video editing program timeline. I'd look for the full, like, rendered out final projects, because so many.
Chat, my first ever video. There's only been a handful of videos I've ever taken down. They're all still on there, and they are cringe. So if you haven't seen any of them, and again, my channel was predominantly beat making back then, and I started recording right when I started making beats. So they are trash beats. I mean, farts sound better in my beats. Back then, I got some fire beats now. You know what I'm saying? But anyways.
The things I worked on as a kid are lost to time and I will never see again. And a lot of those things were like the formative videos for me that taught me the strategies and the you know, that taught me everything I knew that eventually got me to this point. I can't tell you how many hard drives I've lost through stupid shit, like just dropping it and then, oh, all the files are gone or shit like that. And if there's one thing you take away from this, it's that just save everything. Don't ever delete
Is this
file
a
that you
serious
worked
video
on or
from
anything. Get another
Schlatt,
hard
chat?
drive. I know shit can get expensive. I have like 30 hard drives. just like sitting next to my computer. But like, seriously, save everything, because there's gonna be a time when you want to go back and relive those memories. And the ones I still have from those days, I absolutely cherish. Frederick says, what's the most difficult or favorite class you've taken when you attended college? Easily a physical engineering course. I forget what it was called. It was probably just electrical engineering 101 or something. We were working with like physical circuits and components, and it was such a nice departure from writing code all day. Working with breadboards, these little like things with like a million little dots, and you'd physically put the wires in and create circuits and send current through it and shit. It was at that point where I was starting to realize, oh, maybe there's something else for me in this world, besides writing code. And it was around that point too that I started finding a lot of success with YouTube, and I never really got to see that route through. So I guess going back to the question from a couple minutes ago of like, is there a course or something you'd want to do again in college? It would be some kind of physical engineering. Carolyn says, do you ever regret being in the spotlight? What do you imagine alt universe schlats are doing? 99% of them are working a 9 to 5 at like Facebook or Oracle or something. Like, I'm probably just making Java. And it's funny because you can even see videos of me like on the weekly slap where I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to drop out of college. I think I'm going to go the safe route, get a 9 to 5.
I'm also not going to drop out of college or do anything drastic.
Like, that's really what I wanted to do. And I saw myself being comfortable.
So was that his old channel's name, the weekly
really
slap?
Until the point where I was making fuck you money, where I decided, oh, okay, let me do this full time instead. I don't think I regret being in the spotlight now. I think the benefits greatly outweigh the negatives to it. But, there are certainly versions of me out there that are totally content not having this life. And there's probably a version of me post YouTube that is totally content having left that life. Remy says, how do you get the motivation to continue content creating? I'm trying to stream on Twitch and just can't find the motivation to anymore. So I'd really like to know how the big guy himself does it. Look, I'm just going to say it. Like, some people aren't cut out for it. Some people don't have interest and can't garner interest in this job. If you're at the point where you're not making any money out of the job and it's not like a viable career path and you can't muster the motivation to keep going, maybe that just isn't your passion. I don't think everybody in the world has to be doing this job. I think in a lot of ways you give up a lot by pursuing it. For me, it was every day, 24/7. Like, it was all I could think about. And that motivation just was constant. It came out of a genuine love for the space and for YouTube. And that feeling of always wanting to work on it and always wanting to chip away at my passion, that never really faded before I was able to make it a full-time thing for me. So yeah, I mean, look inward a little bit. I think if you can make your job the thing that you can't stop thinking about, and it's the thing that keeps you up at night, just like mewing over, is that even how you say it? I don't know. But that's what I think you gotta try and make happen for yourself, not somebody else's dream because you saw it makes a lot of money or something, Matthew says, what Clash Royale deck you running? Let me tell you right now, I'm booting it up. I usually run a mortar deck on Clash, which is strange. I think I've used the same cards since the game's inception, minus the bandit, who I think came at a later date. This is my deck. You got the firecracker, the log, the mirror, the mortar, the clone, the bandit, the giant skelly, the Frost Wizard. You gotta save the clone for the last moment. Right when the countdown starts getting low, that's when you throw in the clone, and they're like, oh fuck. It's a great deck. It's very fun. I'm very
bring the
heat with Clash Royale.
Bring the pepper.
That's how you have to treat the game. You play defense, then right at the end, you go on the offense. You hit them with the clone. They never see you coming. You get the firecracker mirrored with the clone. Oh, it's lights out. You're done. Thanks, guys, for watching. This has been a Q&A on SCHLATT & Co. because I don't have any content for the channel, so I figured why not sift through these answers. If you like this type of video, let me know, and follow me on Snapchat, because I used to post daily cat videos, and I might do it again if enough of you follow. Okay, bye.
Snapchat.
Are you looking for a cheaper, healthier way to get your caffeine in? Well, check out GamerSupps. It's packed with everything you need to stay calm and focused without the crash of other energy drinks. And it's 40 cents a serving. Check it out at gamersupps.gg and use code SCHLATT for 10% off.
Let's go, SCHLATT. We love you, dude. This was like a serious video from SCHLATT. Not necessarily serious. It's not like sarcastic and offensive. I feel like we all got to know SCHLATT a little bit better in this video. And again, the dude is he's a real one. He's humble. He gives two shits what you think about him. You either like him or you don't. and hence why a lot of people find him offensive. But I like that. I like someone who's real and isn't afraid to be themselves, and he's hilarious. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Show Schlatt some love by subscribing to the channel and chat. We're trying to get 250,000 subs. So if you haven't yet, please smash that subscribe button, join the Sauce Gang family. Enjoy the rest of your day, and remember, it's eat, sleep, and make beats, and as usual, be kind to one another. That's all I got. Boom, I'm out. Got nothing but love for the Sauce Gang.